Hey guys, Chris here. As usual, I will be doing a slate breakdown. Um, I'm trying to figure out how I want to go through this. I'll probably go through the early, go through the late. I might do some conference showcase just to give something away. I might. Don't hold me on it. I might. And we'll just kind of go through the lines here. Look at the crazy over unders. We'll just kind of look at players to target, games to target more specifically, and just give you an idea of what I'm thinking. But without further ado, I'll just get right into it. I'm actually supposed to be out with my girlfriend in like an hour, so I'm gonna have to try to make this work. So let's do this. I'm not paying attention to any of these games. What do we got here? Let's get right into we got you got Tulsa and Houston, two horribly bad defenses and two really good offenses going at each other. 81 over under, prime candidate. This is a game you want in your lineup, so keep that in mind. South Carolina, Missouri, trash. Pittsburgh, Virginia Tech, trash. Army at Penn State, trash. Kansas at Iowa State, trash. Sneaky game here. West Virginia, Oklahoma. I know the over-under is not that high, 60. But I do think there's some players in here that are that can help you out. They got some high upside. Both teams run pretty up tempo. Texas TCU. I see a bunch of. Oh God. I am not a big fan of this game. I think a lot of people are targeting it. TCU is going to blow the doors off Texas. I don't want any part of this game. Fuck it. And the only guy I would probably only want is Boykin and Doxson. But there's cheaper guys that are better than them this week. So I'm off this game. This game can go do whatever it wants to itself. I'm not playing it. But high over under, I guess, if you want to target it, I'm whatever about it. Michigan and Maryland got canceled. Purdue at Michigan State, trash, except for maybe the running backs. Minnesota at Northwestern, trash. Iowa at Wisconsin. Iowa got to a pretty interesting running back that I might touch on, but still low game. I'm not touching it. Louisville at NC State. This actually has a lot of players that I'm liking. Ohio at Akron, trash. Toledo at Ball State, trash. So yeah, don't like those over-unders. We'll kind of just get into this. So let me make sure I don't. Let's go on here. I got a freaking tweet, so let me check this. Oh my God. God damn it. Sorry guys, I got some fucking tweets. I'm not gonna be able to respond to these tweets right now. All right. So let me get right into this. Let's look at the games that we want to target. You can kind of just vaporize a bunch of these off your mind. Let's keep Texas TCU in the mix, Houston, Tulsa, West Virginia, Oklahoma. Zap these out. Louisville, NC State got some interesting players, but I'm not giving those away. Georgia Tech, interesting. Ohio State, Indiana, no, not liking that at all. Texas Tech, Baylor, this goes without saying. Dude, this has oh my God, this game was Washington State and Cal last year was just a freaking, it was amazing. Amazing game last. I think it went 60-59 last year. It went over 100 points. That game was crazy. I do have some love for this game. I don't have much exposure to it, though, just because the games are on the slate. Western Kentucky and Rice, this is looking really, really nice for Western Kentucky. And that's about it. I mean, those are the only really games that I like. So let's kind of get through the quarterbacks, and let's kind of look at them. Skylar Howard, I think he's still kind of underpriced, but okay, so we just kind of – I think everybody will be on Seth Russell. I think this is and I hope they are because there's some options that I like. There's so many good options here, guys. Don't fall into that Seth Russell trap. So many guys can produce this weekend. Seth Russell, 10K, fucking 10K you got to pay up to get him. So you better have some pretty good value plays. He's probably going to have a good game. I want to say he gets 6 touchdowns. I want to assume he gets 6, 300 yards. He'll probably score 35 to 40, somewhere in that area, which is definitely worth it. But I think there's cheaper guys that can probably do the job. Boykin, I think a lot of people will also, not a lot of people, but he'd probably be in that 5 to 10 range. I think people still like that Boykin Kool-Aid. He's been killing it though. I'll give him that. He's 10K against Texas. Jared Goff, I like him a lot against Washington State just because their defense is so trash. Goff can probably light him up. He hasn't really shown high upside this year. Against Washington State last year, I believe he scored like 45. So you got that going for you. Greg Love Ward here. Luke Falk is interesting. He dropped. They pass every play, so you have upside. He can easily get you a 38 game, 8.8K. Mahomes is the cheap exposure into Texas Tech and Baylor, although he's injured right now, so I'm not too heavy on that. Dane Evans gets Houston, and this guy can fling it. Looks like he caps out about 35 points, though. 8.8K, not bad upside. I think Mahomes. I'm assuming highest owned will be Russell Mahomes. Probably sprinkle that in with Boykin, I think. Baker Mayfield is a monster. I don't really need to say much about him. Brandon Doughty gets Rice. Such a good matchup. Should tear him up. So too many good matchups here. I really wish they broke up these slates. Pisses me off when they don't do this shit. So lots and lots and lots of options here. You know what? I'm just gonna go look at the games. I'm not gonna touch Texas and TCU. I mean, just if you're gonna play this, Jared Hurd has upside. He has this upside, 45 points, because he can run and pass. So you could also, I mean, if you're feeling sneaky, I guess you could do that. But I'm not sure how confident I feel about that. But Mahomes did light him up. So maybe there's something going there. I don't know. Houston Tulsa. This one is a really, really nice game. Really nice over under. Yeah, lots of nice guys here. Running backs. We got Langer. He has some pretty good upside. He gets all the goal line carries. Kevin Lucas, I think, is an obvious one. He's like a pretty much a lock for 20 points. You can't have these crazy 38-point games. He's pretty damn good, but the only thing I don't like about Tulsa is that they spread it out like crazy. So Kiaris Garrett also gets involved a lot. Atkinson is getting involved a lot too. So Dane Evans just throws it to his receivers. So those are interesting guys if you want to mix and match them in your lineup. Western. So we got Oklahoma and West Virginia here. Skylar Howard is probably my value play. Definitely my value play on DK. He has a pretty nice floor, about 23 points. You can get up to that 28 range, but with seeing how good the quarterbacks are, you probably can't afford to make that. Can't afford to do that because you will be trumped by all the other ones. All the other QBs, Baker Mayfield, this guy's just such a monster, man. 55 fucking points. The upside's off the walls here. Running back, I really like Wendell Smallwood. He's getting more carries. He gets a couple catches out of the backfield. Against Oklahoma, not too concerned. I think Langer kind of gashed him up a little bit. So Oklahoma's not even that good on defense, in my opinion. Samaje Perine, yeah, I'm not a big fan of him either. He will get like 20 touches, but I'm not really paying up at running back this week. But I guess if you want to do that, I think Smallwood's a really nice cheap option. Let's keep on going here. Wide receiver Shelton Gibson, probably my if I had to make a GPP, he would definitely be in it just because his upside's off the walls. He gets all the long bombs. And they're going to need long bombs against Oklahoma. So if I'm making something like GPP oriented or I'm trying to get a cheap guy who can hit 25, I'm probably getting Gibson in my lineup. We don't really have to worry about those. A cheap running back play that I think could be interesting, and don't take my word on it, but Jordan Kanzari has been killing it. 5.8K, does play Wisconsin, which I don't like in Wisconsin. That's the only thing. If he had an easier matchup, he'd probably be in all my lineups. But he has a pretty nice floor, around 15 points at 5.8K. He has a touchdown upside. Looks like they'll give him every single goal line carry. So if they do get close, it looks like we can maybe get a touchdown. Wish it was cheaper, but I'm being too greedy if I wish he was cheaper. So Kanzari is somebody that's interesting if you want to throw him in. I'm not too crazy about that. And I'm also trying to figure out how the fuck everyone's going to fit Tyler Higbee in their lineup because this guy's always 50% owned in every single game. They always find a way to fit him in. But yeah, Another interesting running back play I'll give away because I'm not playing it. Patrick Scove. He gets a nice matchup here against UNC, who's like really bad against the run. If I could bring rush defense, I believe they're in the bottom half, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to go through it because I don't want to waste any more time, but I believe they are in the bottom half. So yeah, Scove can have a good game. Georgia Tech, all they do is run. I know a lot of people are kind of drinking this Jordan Howard Kool-Aid because he's 6.6K and he's been killing it, and he gets like 30 carries a game. I'm not too sure how to feel about this against Ohio State. I'd probably fade, but it is really really cheap for like how many opportunities you're getting. Like 6.6K for 30 carries. It's a lot of shit right there. So I'm not a big fan of it. Let's keep going. And then we got 3 games to touch up on here, and I'll kind of just touch up on them. Texas Tech, Baylor. If you're gonna stack this game, I'd probably pick my homies over Russell. Russell can probably throw 6 touchdown passes, so it probably doesn't matter. But Mahomes, he actually gets goal line carries, so you get rushing touchdown upside with him. And just to hype you guys up, he hit 50 on him last year, so Mahomes is looking like he looks like a beast. Yeah. What am I looking for? The fuck was I gonna say right now? Oh yeah, So I like Mahomes. He is questionable with an ankle injury, so if he's getting the ankle, I doubt they want to rush him in on goal lines, which I feel like that would hurt him a bit. I need to see more about how he's feeling. If he's not feeling too good, I don't like that against Baylor. I really don't. He probably still have a 30-point game, but I don't know if he hits his full upside. So I'm a little iffy on Mahomes if he's still feeling iffy. And then running backs, DeAndre Washington was like 5K last week, and then he got 4 touchdowns, and they raised him up like crazy. That's BS. He got a bunch of goal line carries. He got lucky. Don't play him. I mean, you could play him, but I mean, I don't think he's getting 4 touchdowns again. Shock Linwood, they never really use him. They sometimes do, but they just like to pass the ball a lot. I feel like Linwood should be 7K. Johnny Jefferson can come in and steal some thunder. Devin Chafin was the dude who was stealing a lot of carries, but he's injured right now. So yeah, don't like any of the running backs. Ain't touching any of them. Now wide receivers, it's obvious, guys. Coleman is Coleman. Jakeem Grant's number 1 for Texas. You kind of want to figure out if you want to get either of them in. And then after that, you have a bunch of options if you guys want to continue to stack it. If you want to grab Texas Tech dudes, Reginald Davis is really touchdown dependent. Lauderdale's a deep threat. Sadler kind of gets those dink and dunk passes. He's really cheap, but don't think he has much upside. Lauderdale's the deep threat, and Reginald Davis kind of is the red zone dude. He gets a lot of touchdowns in the red zone. Jay Lee is fucking Jay Lee. It's my fucking boy. So if I had to rank Baylor receivers, probably Coleman, Lee, and Cannon. Cannon's a deep threat. So they all kind of work the same. Lee's more complete. Coleman's complete. They're both kind of complete receivers, and then Cannon is definitely a deep threat. So sneaky GPP. You want to drop some Cannon in your lineup, go for it. Yeah, so let's move on to Western Kentucky and Rice. Dowdy. Just Dowdy. That's all you need to know. Running back Furby can steal some goal line carries. I'm whatever about it. 6.7K. I'm not excited about 12 points. Tawan Taylor, Dangerfield, and Higbee are the only guys you want to grab from Western Kentucky. Dutch, they kind of each got 20 last week. I kind of feel like the same will happen. Taylor is a deep threat. Dangerfield's a more of a complete receiver, and Higbee is just all over the field. Taylor definitely has more upside. I feel like Dangerfield's a little safer though. So I don't know, just kind of pick your poison. Higbee's probably going to be 50% owned again, even though he's fucking 4K. Let's move on here. Call my sneaky play here. If I had to stack something and feel sneaky about it, Washington State at Cal, in Cal. Love Golf and Falk. Feel like Falk is a lot cheaper. He throws the ball every play. I'm not lying to you. This motherfucker throws the ball every play. Yeah, I'm just going to touch on the receivers because I feel like that's all you really need to touch on. Lawler is a monster. If you had to figure out, like, let's say you want to stack Texas Tech and Baylor, one from each, and then you have to figure out who you want next. You have to probably decide between Houston, Tulsa, and Washington State, Cal, Rice, and Western Kentucky. You have to kind of decide between those 3 games. I love Lawler as a third wide receiver candidate at 6.8K. He is a monster. He's the #1 receiver for Jared Goff. Can definitely get 2 touchdowns in this game. Gabe Marks is #1 dude for Falk. And Craycraft likes to run around the middle, and so does Dom Williams. He's a red zone target. All 3 of them. It's kind of hard to distinguish which one will get will do really good. They all kind of do good, but I feel like Marks is the one they really, really look to. Dom Williams, man, they throw to that guy in the end zone a lot. But that's kind of what I think about this slate, guys. I really don't got much else to say about this. Lots of high-scoring games. I wish FanDuel would break them up, but they don't. Just a ridiculous amount of games. So let's go ahead and go into conference showcase. I'm not even going to talk this much about it. If I had to play this game, just stack this. Maybe some of this, but definitely stack this. That's all I could say about this game, this conference showcase. I might make I'm not going to make one, but for my subscribers, I'll probably make one. But yeah, let's keep it going. Let's look at the late line, and then after that, I'm going to have to start getting ready because I think my GF might get mad at me. Okay. So Michigan, Maryland's out of the question. Oregon and Colorado gets the highest over-under at 70, so I definitely target this game. LSU gets a cupcake matchup against EMU. I don't have to tell you that Leonard Fournette is probably a really, really nice play, and EMU is dead last against the run. So take that information as you may. Mississippi and Florida, this looks like an ugly game. I'm not even sure what to think about this. Mississippi State, Texas A&M definitely got more upside, more appeal to it. Arizona State, UCLA. I feel like Arizona, man, I love Berkovici from Arizona State, but he just sucks right now. UCLA looks pretty good. Their run defense ain't too shabby, so maybe you can run some Demario Richard. But the Bruins are looking really, really nice. Perkins is probably a really, really nice pivot from Fournette. Notre Dame and Clemson, probably a low-scoring game. I haven't even checked the lines for that one yet, so let's go down and kind of check them. Western Kentucky Rice is on here, 70 over-under. How nice. 73 over-under for Washington State and Cal. Crazy. Nonsense. Let's keep looking. Okay, so yeah, Oregon and Colorado got the 71 over-under, which I really, really like. So this is definitely something I want to stack. Arizona, Stanford, 60, not looking too pretty. Notre Dame and Clemson got to 50, not looking appealing at all. Arizona State and UCLA got 63 over under for Mississippi State, Texas A&M. Arizona State got to 61 over under with a plus 13. So Arizona State, 13-point underdogs. Yeah, I would just target Oregon, Colorado will be my #1. Arizona State, UCLA, and probably some Arizona State receivers. I like Berkovici, but I can't trust him. Mississippi State and Texas A&M is probably where you want to roll around, and then Arkansas and Tennessee also looks nice. Michigan would have been a really, really nice play in here because Maryland is so bad. So I'm kind of mad that they didn't add this game on here. But I think it was a hurricane, or I think the hurricane is fucking that game up. So I'm not completely sure. Don't quote me on that. Just looking through here. Yeah, the late slate. I'm centering around Oregon and Colorado for this slate. Probably, I really like Christian Powell. After seeing what Devontae Booker did, Oregon's run defense looks pitiful. Atkins is looking out. Powell and Lindsey should get the carries. Powell should get all the carries. So I think Powell has a really nice game. Wide receivers are really thin on here. I kind of like Arizona State receivers. I like Oregon receivers. It's hard to pick one. I'm leaning towards Stanford and Addison, but that's about it. Byron Marshall's out, so that kind of helps open up targets. Arizona and Stanford, I really like McCaffrey. If I could somehow fit him in my lineup, he gets a shitload of carries. Arizona looked really bad against Paul Perkins, so keep that in mind. Arkansas, Tennessee, really like Jalen Hurd. I feel like this guy can get 3 touchdowns any given day. So a lot of nice running back talent, a lot of weak wide receiver talent. If you guys are feeling risky, I think it's Darius Jackson has a bunch of good games, but he's playing LSU. So I don't know how to feel about that, but this guy's been going off. So maybe if you're feeling a little risky, maybe you want to run him. It's such a cupcake matchup that I would also consider Brandon Harris at quarterback, even though he's so bad. He might get 2 rushing touchdowns, you don't know, but 7.2. I'm not totally against it. But quarterbacks, I'm most likely leaning Adams, Lufal, or Lockie, probably somewhere here. If Michigan was playing, I'd definitely play their dude, Rudock, even though he's fucking trash. But I would do it. But these matchups are not looking good, not at all. So my advice: stack Oregon, Colorado, play some Mississippi State, Texas A&M, play some Arkansas, Tennessee, and kind of spread around. Decide if you want to play Fournette. I think I am. I think he's just a fucking monster. But yeah. So I don't really have much else to say, guys. Just a quick little slate breakdown I wanted to do for you guys. That's kind of what I think about this slate. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say, guys. Thank you for watching my video. We'll continue to do these every week, and hopefully hopefully I cash big this weekend because I want to win some more money. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching the video, and bye-bye.